It's semolina pasta.
The practice of posthumous honors is propagated by phony
Rolling with pasta with homemade tomato sauce, pesto, homemade pesto sauce, and garlic. That's it.
The papal bull claims the souls of all good living things, making you strong
My biggest milk today.
encourage the cowardly
I got some
lion,
fruit.
following Dorothy and Toto down yellow brick Constantine lanes. Corona eclipse crowning, illusion to Elysium we are drowning. Lies and legal fictions a bust, only in my ancestors' name, with we the people I trust. I am truth, love, shadow and light. In my majestic presence all the lies spring into flight. For who is a master who cannot admit truth? Who is an OG who does not teach the youth? Who is the civilized man that acts so uncouth? What is the burning flame inside you, thirsty for the truth? The truth.
Let your life be free.
Now watch time and space rock the great matriarch, whether it's day or dark, creates the spark, ways the heart as I sun ray my art her make the patriarch. Most social media saviors are fixed marks once we make knowledge one is when time and space rock. The great matriarch, whether it's day or dark, creates the spark, ways the heart as I sun ray my art her make the patriarch. Most social media saviors are fixed marks once we make knowledge one is when the rhyme and bass drop. I rose up, took a shower, purified my arc field, took copper for a walk to ensure my chlorophyll is pumping. Done some curls for sure, I've more to build. Solid foundation, my crown chakra core and hill. Pound the pavement, sacred ground, freedom I stand for. Free all political prisoners of war, man or woman and child. Rid the land of all foreign and alien entities. I decree this morning, send them back to whence they came. Is the peace laugh or war cry, whatever the relevant name of each path, simple highest form, spiritualities, how you teach math. A humble beach is still a beach. Now feel the beach raft, rain fire upon them, and the internet forums, sigils, emojis, and the avatars that wore them. Destroys this de facto government and its quorums. Establish Big Mom's house so she may restore him. A great matriarch, whether it's day or dark, creates the spark. Ways the heart as I sun ray my art her make the patriarch. Most social media saviors are fake marks once we make knowledge one is when time and space rock. The great matriarch, whether it's day or dark, creates the spark. Ways the heart as I sun ray my art her make the patriarch. Most social media saviors are fake marks once we make knowledge one is when rhyme and bass drop. Relax, host, note to self, quit playing, hit the gas. This shaft is called my turn, take the risk and spaz. Most of them got vaccinated with chips in their ass, plus rappers sacrificing each other for grits in their cash. Sad can't watch videos without the subliminals. Predictive programming weirdo. Strong menstrual shows. The land's contaminated. Fruits and vegetables. Like minerals, the water and skies I fry. Liquid chemicals technology got me here in front of my desktop perusing these beats and whatnot for my best option contemplating which bar Road X spot to unlock the minds that are stuck within a Xbox. Off the chart, I continue to climb, watching the rest flop like carp fishing, 100% fresh shark water. I'm on the front line, X marks the spot. I shine because of her, for she's the best part. The great matriarch, whether it's day or dark, creates this spark. Ways the heart as I sun ray, my art her make the patriarch. Most social media saviors are fakes. Marks once we make knowledge one is when time and space rock. The great matriarch, whether it's day or dark, creates the spark. Ways the heart as I sun ray, my art her make the patriarch. Most social media saviors are fakes. Marks once we make knowledge one is when the rhyme and bass drops.
I don't know what that song was. What's going on, guys? That's TRU HERU, but I don't want to play it. I can play his, but I believe because he's doing a lot of music. He's got one with one on here. He's got with Prodigy, DJ Solo. One he's got with I may play it one day and not Justin Kastner. I might play it one day. I just want to monetize it and let him and have to tag him in it. And he told me I can play the music anytime. You know, he's also got one. Where's it? Where's this one? This one I really like. TRU HERU is in the description as well for those featuring Doja Cat. Yo, for real, it's one of our beloved brothers, man. For those who remember, he used to be in the chat, but he's doing a lot of stuff right now. You know, I had somebody I can't say from New York want me to write a rhyme for him. Because I can write real technical, crazy stuff, you know, like this, you know, I do voice sampling, and we're gonna read. I just wanted to share that with you guys. I do voice sampling with myself because I do a lot of crom, chom, hum, all that kind of stuff. But I also do like looking for those Vegettas. There's those Vegas, those Vega sounds. Those or you know, like I find that plateau that's befitting or bequeaths the masculine energy, and then I do a lot of opera, so you know, you know what I mean, like, so anyway, forget all that. Don't lose your song and your dance, people. All right. Never lose your song and your dance. And I have from diving, like further up and down. It's pretty deep, y'all. I got a hole in my sinus from a decompression, and so I can't dive deep no more. I didn't get the bends, which is a form I think it's related to it. I knew about all of it. I got the documents in my drawer with all my DD-214s and stuff, all the weapons I qualified on in the military to work on, to other things. And when I had that happen, it's on this side. So if I go down below, like I'm talking about free diving, like scuba gear, pressurized and all that, I can go. It's still a little complication. Like I get an audible sound where it's almost like deafening, not loud, but unable to really hear a mic, so mic's always set up on this side. But free diving, I used to dive pretty deep, y'all. Yeah, weight it, like go down, and strength swim up. It's training. Holding my breath over 3 to 4 minutes. Oh yeah, even longer, and moving. Far out of that league now, y'all. Far out of it. So if you want to practice it, you really need to listen to somebody and like Wim Hof and the people like breathing. But anyway, so I had set up and went live. Some of you are watching, right? And it wanted to know all my information. So I told y'all YouTube is not what you think it is. It's not like they don't have it. So somebody was inadvertently adapting to my system. I told you about my smart TVs give me codes of people logging in to my TV. How did I learn that? Like I said, I have more than one Eric Snowden and ex-military individuals. Anyway, it was attempting to screen share where it put me in a little circle where I could see me. I couldn't see nothing but have my whole phone on there. and it was recording. I was like, what is going on here? Hold up. I was like, this is weird. It tickled me, you know? But anyway, we're going to get into this. I didn't put this, I'm going to put it up afterwards. But it's Exposing the Expositions of 1851 and 1915. This is the revised from the 2019 this is the 2021 by Howdy Mikowski. All right. All right. And that's the Court of Honors in Chiclawa. Okay. And then we're going to get into Heaven Bearers. I know you guys are like, wait, man, Red, you got us over here dripping off the side of our mouths. And look, if an ad comes in, watch it, please. I appreciate it. I don't care if they're talking about we stand with Israel. We don't stand with no fake Israel. I'm going to share a little tea after I get them reading. I'm going to shout you guys out before I read, and then those who come in after, hopefully I can remember, you know, who you are. But Heaven Bearers, the Great Reset of 1834 and the Mud Flood. Janine Helen. Now, some of you know I've showed a book. I have like several books on the Mud Flood. All right. And I shared one where I showed you a lot of pictures, and that was a year ago. You know what I mean? So I was thinking about probably reading about 2 of those again, but I want to get to the books that I was showing you because I think they're paramount right now with time afforded. Okay. But anyway, here she is in South Africa. Okay. Actually, it's a very big picture. It shows the whole background and everything. She's standing in front of one of those fake, because those are not churches, people. Those are not cathedrals. Okay. Those were centers for healing. Okay. But this is the book. Some of you may have purchased it, so you can read along. I'll tell you what page we're on and everything when we get to it. So somebody was asking me, like 2 of you, are you going to read Discovery, the history of the second bird Antarctic expedition? We need to read the first one. We'll get to that when we get to Flatlanders. Everything about flat Earth, anything about the history of the math and science and the fact that we're still based, all this round Earth stuff is still based on theory, regardless of what they've taught people and people have gravitated to. Far from it. Okay, we're going to talk about who the Khazars truly are, because the true Khazars was part of, you said it, Tartary, and they were Negroid. We'll get to it. We'll talk about it. Okay. Anyway, Exposing the Expositions, 1851, 1915. Let me shout you guys out. There's my love, Snoo. Max V, what's going on, beloved Herbo? What's up, beloved Rondo, beloved? It's good to have y'all up in here. Anybody else come in? Greetings. All right. Salutations. Appreciate you guys. All right. It's always grand to have y'all here. And if y'all was watching the video from last night, it was 3 hours. Watch it in entirety, please. And watch whatever ad pops up. And I put the super chat on. I think when they had, this is to explain from what my understanding, when they had gave me the copyright strike, and I really looked into it, and that's why I said I'm not going to hold no firearms on here, because it wasn't nothing else. And it turned it off from AdSense, and I was like, what? So I didn't even think to go into the witch call and turn it on. So that was on me. All right, let's sip this green tea. This green tea is really good, y'all. No, take a break from chocolate. You know, you can't drink that every day. It's toxic. 2 or 3 times a week, 100% cacao. Make sure it's the real stuff, and it's all right. So let's get into it, all right? Because I really want to get this. This is a really good read, and I hope you guys are enjoying it. That gives you another platform of thought. Okay, so what's the reference we're utilizing today? Exposing the Expositions. The source. This is the source. Well, this is the reference. The source is Howdy Mikowski. All right, and this is his second book. From what he told me, he's actually working on another one. So, but he just wants to stay pretty much in the old world, which I wish Paulie Cook, I need to chat with him a different time. He's not in Malta, he's back in England. I want to get links on there too to talk about his music, because they have a podcast. If I can get both of them on, it'd be magnificent. Well, we'll see. Anyway, let's go ahead and get to the reading. When we last left off, excuse me, garlic. I'm O positive blood. I'm a little different, but I can actually, O positive, we can eat garlic, y'all. Not everybody. If you're AB negative, RH, don't mess with garlic. If you're O negative, don't mess with garlic. And I'm from O negative bloodline. Okay? So anyway, I want to show this picture. This is Chicago depicted in 1832. Nothing but log homes, right? And this is 1832, so we know what they were doing when they wrote this in, okay? Let me hold it up high enough. All right? So we know what that is. Now, what most will never say is the fact that we had quarters, work quarters, that had nothing to do with the grand cities and war quarters. Planning and everything like that was in the grand cities. Yet, the grand cities had to be emptied for not their destruction, because what happened here was eternal. And that's why I say we'll get into the Khazar and some more information. If you already heard it and somebody spoke on it, I haven't really seen anybody speak on it yet, but we'll get there. It's not like the information is a secret, but some people just don't know. So let's get right here to where I left off. Now this map, well, this map also includes the name, it's called Chiagigua, okay? West of an island city in the middle of a Lake Conabas, okay, which is northwest of Shilaga. Now, could that lake have been modern Winnipeg? That's Winnipeg is also where we are. It's a town that was drowned. You see, most Pelicans will talk about several. There were 12. Trust me. I've been to 9 of them. Anyway, labeling that the city as the ancient Chiagigua, okay? Interestingly, now DeBry created many illustrations of the early North America, Indian villages, and the Spanish invasion. In several illustrations, I have found that what can only be called dinosaurs are along the Indian shorelines. So far, no explanation for this depiction have been provided. This drawing is supposed to show the time before any major building had begun in 1832, when there was a population of 2,000. Interestingly, you can see that the drawing was made in 1892, right at the time that the buildings of the World's Fair were being completed. How convenient that is. This is a good example of how history might possibly be fictionalized. George Orwellian factor much, right? That the World Fair wanted an historical story, and so such drawings were created to help provide it. I would love to see your children and nephews and nieces sitting down as I read. No foul language. Another image is of Chicago in 1853. And I will show you the Brickz house. Shows a massive amount of building for less than 20 years. I am counting 5 major towers similar to cathedrals, several other smaller ones, and round tower buildings. How was all this built in just 20 years with a population of only 2,000? So every time you see a minaret, remember, the newer ones have been made that way, but the older ones, there were no such thing. Where did the building materials come from? And how did the materials get in with only dirt roads to move what would be massive amounts of stone and brick? I can say stone and brick as photos coming up from an 1858 panorama, one of those 3D type views, okay, of the city show the downtown with close to no wood buildings at all. Brick and stone is a much longer building process than wood. And all of these stone buildings just cannot be built in 20 years. But that is not the strangest part. How about the story that they lifted up, yes, lifted up all of the buildings from street level during the next 10 years. Now, they have a picture here, and you can Google this, all right? I believe I read this out before, and I know none of you are going to sit down and type this out. But I will say it in case you want to go back and I'm going to say this. I'm going to say it from start to finish, and it's very long. https://www.classicchicagomagazine, all one word, .com/life dash, no space, just dash in dash Chicago dash in dash the dash 1850s /1853, and the 50s with an S, okay, lower cap. Remember that. 1853 dash Chicago dash birds dash I dash view dash public dash domain /. I put that in. you're going to be amazed at what you see. Now, I'm going to show you the picture of this fictional narrative, because most of these pictures were drawn. There are no physical, though cameras were readily available. They have been for thousands of years, believe me. And they want you to believe that those men lifted up a building. How many of y'all helped turn over a flipped truck? You know how much a building weighs? If you know the math, when you look at the acreage, the floor space, the walls, what materials utilized, especially rebar. And these buildings had iron, okay? You got to be mindful of that. And stained glass, not this cheap stuff. Stained glass, we're talking about tornado strength grade, okay? Remember that. And copper and gold. A lot of times in the middle and the top, on domes with these spheres for pulling in energy. You could put 500,000 men up under that whole block and they ain't moving nothing. Okay? And people bought into this. You dig what I'm saying? So that was a drawing of the raising of Chicago Brickz house. And there's more pictures, especially in the mudflood one. Yo, T Rex, what's going on, beloved? How you doing? What's going on? What's going on? Ganja, I got you, beloved. Max B, I got you, right? Yeah. Max B, I got you, beloved. Let me see anybody else came in. Okay. This is another short paragraph, and then we're going to Heaven Bearers. The history basically states that Chicago was built on a swamp and had poor drainage, just as they stated about New York, as far as Manhattan, and they stated about Florida. All lies. Anyway, and had poor drainage. And in parentheses, it states this, for it had no high ground compared to the lake edge end. Now, the poor drainage led to standing water and created epidemics of typhoid. Typhoid malarias from England, right? And we know what typhoid is alluded to, pneumonia, right? Breathing. But they would say like TB, or breathing, a lung disease. Oh, man made it because around that time they were experimenting with tobacco. Anyway, dysentery and cholera. Our wet nurses taking care of all those pretty sick children. Anyway, Paul Johnson in The History of the American People wrote, the city was built in a low-lying area subject to flooding. Now, in 1856, the city council decided that the entire city should be elevated 4 to 5 feet by using a newly available jacking up process. In one instance, the 5-story Brickz Hotel weighing 22,000 tons was lifted while it continued to operate. People coming through and to. And Johnson reminded that it could not have happened in Europe and wrote, this astounding feat was a dramatic example of American determination and ingenuity, based on the conviction that anything material is possible. Now, you know the people behind it, right? We're not here to say the names. You know. Okay? You know, I know that you know what I know, so we know that we know who these individuals are. Let me go ahead and mark this. I'm using pencil now, guys, because I really want to be able to erase these marks. I don't like how they've been looking in my books. Our books. My books. My custody is what I mean. Excuse me. So let's get into Heaven Bearers. There we go. Heaven Bearers. Check it out. Even taught of a lost tribe in elementary school called Croatan. Yes. Heaven Bearers. The Great Reset of 1834 in the Mud Flood by Janine Helen. We already strode her. Y'all know the book. So if you have it, go open it up. And I didn't say which page that was, but we're going to be taking it from the last chapter, well, the last paragraph. Well, last paragraph to beginning a new one on page 146. Oh, it's going to get juicy. It's going to get meaty because we are right past, about 4 or 5 pages past the halfway point. Check it out. Pay attention. They spend the remaining hour and a half hour by the creek before the sun starts. Now you got to remember, be mindful. She's in a different place with certain individuals who are Tartarian. Okay. Babies are safe, the twins, and Malcolm is. We'll find out. We're about to get there. So they spend the remaining hour and a half out by the creek before the sun starts to set, and neither one of them says another word. Bonnie stares at the sunset, and it is solemn today. The color is brighter and darker than normal, and she feels an empty pit in her stomach. We need to walk back now, Barnabas. She holds out her hand and helps him onto his feet. They eat the rabbit stew greedily. It is tender and full of flavor, and Bonnie dishes up second helpings for herself. Can I ask something, and please be honest? In fact, I might even know if you are lying to me. She eats her last spoonful of the stew and pushes her bowl away. Janae gives her a subtle look, and she knows that they all know that she's the girl from the prophecy. By that statement, that she will know if they're lying. What is going to happen when I get there? Will they take me and my babies in, or will they kill my babies? I don't know, Kiana answers this time, and he keeps his eyes on his bowl. He doesn't want to make eye contact with her, and it is obvious and strange. They are an abomination. Janae snaps and gets up from the table. There is not a single ounce of love in her heart, and she looks over at Barnabas while he licks his bowl clean. Bonnie swallows hard and feels uncomfortable. I need to leave here and soon, she states. There is a heavy and loud knock on the door, and Keena orders whoever is outside to enter. He still doesn't make eye contact with Bonnie, and an ice-cold shiver runs down her spine. She grabs a spoon and stands to face whoever is about to walk through the door. Two enormous, 2.5-meter tall Phoenician men walk inside the small house and stand solidly in front of her. A dark-skinned human that is much smaller follows them inside and grins at the sight of her. He has pearly white teeth and sick-looking eyes. There is a bloodlust in the air, and it is making the human vicious. Get back, she orders them with an authoritative voice and points the spoon at them. Sounds familiar. But her hand is shaking, and they start to laugh at her. The sound of them snickering makes her angry, and the spoon bends between her fingers. Kiana, what have you done? Janae cries out in anger and grabs Barnabas and hides in the corner, clutching onto him. Come with me, little girl. The human has a deep and dark voice, black eyes that pierce her soul. She looks away before she gets sucked into the black abyss that they represent. I am afraid I can't do that, she replies, and turns her head back towards them. Get out at once, she shouts, but her voice isn't very authoritative. They look at each other and start to snicker, like rabid dogs. The human starts to approach her, and she knows she must act quickly. Barnabas, cover your ears and think about fishing. She shouts at him, and he does exactly as she asks. She takes a deep breath, closes her eyes tight, and when she opens them again, she can see them coming for her. Time immediately slows down like it did in New York. Her eyes shine a luminous blue, and she screams as loud and as hard as she can. Sounds like Kung Fu Soccer, the lion's roar. The little wooden house shakes violently and then splinters into a million sharp pieces. But the pieces don't go far. They remain in a fixed ball around her. She can see the confidence and bloodlust in their eyes change to fear. And this time, she starts to grin. She grabs a long, sharp piece of the wood that floats towards her, and she stabs each of the men in the heart with a swift and almost practiced motion. They fall to the ground and turn to dust, just like the man in the top hat did. Except for the human. His body lies motionless on the floor in dark, Red blood gushes from his lifeless body and stains the wooden planks. She drops the piece of wood in her hand, and all the remaining pieces fall to the ground shortly thereafter. And we're going to save the rest of that. Cliffhanger. Let's get that. There we go. This one gets 2 dots. 2 light dots. This is my sketch pen. There we go. There we go. Pretty bewildering. Golden Cougar. Appreciate it, hon. Appreciate it, beloved. Thank you so much. So, that is pretty interesting, isn't it? Now, what I wanted to share with you guys, because I haven't seen anybody discuss it, and maybe they have, and maybe you've heard it already. But what I want to do is, if they have, then I might not be giving more information. But if you know, I would advise you to share this information, okay? So I have a picture in here, which is going to be one of my, is it in here or, no, it's in there, okay. So it's, let me, you're going to like this, guys, ladies and gents. And you're going to probably realize something. And you're going to be like, holy Toledo, exactly. And a lot of these individuals know this. I'm just letting you know. Let me go to history before I read that. And let me pull this up. I don't want to be too long. Okay. Okay, there we go. All right. And it should be right here. I should have just hit. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Now, you're going to go and see this image yourself if you have not. How many of you are aware? I'm going to show you the pictures, okay? But I want to make sure I got the proper information here. Okay. All right. All right. No, I don't want that. Okay, here we go. So I'm going to show you the picture and I'm going to go to the information, all right? So it's going to be right here. And I want to make sure I had the right one, okay? And y'all going to be like, wait a minute. Wait a minute. So, do those look like the kids over there in Palestine and in New York and all around here? How about that? Pakistani, Hindustan, Palestine, Iran, Turkey. How about Native American, Filipinos? I can keep going, but I shouldn't have to. How about that? And the little Negroid, the Negroid one, which is a half-breed, and the original Chinese, a Negro, half-breed, you say Ashkenaz, but they're not. Do you know who they are? Their actual name. Well, let's read a little history right quick. The name belonging to an agricultural tribe in India and Pakistan mainly focused on farming, who were the first people subjugated and conquered. Remember I asked you to look up the desert devils. Cannibals, stealing and robbing. And what did those people they would later call the Moors do? Take the men after subjugating and conquering them and teach them. Egypt is a period. Greek is an ideology. Trust me, the Greece, which you've been taught, has nothing to do with the world they created. That's the monopoly on top of the lie. Trust me. They have their own language known as Sanskrit text. And the word G-U-R-J-R, or Jah, means destroyer of the enemy. Agur, goyim, enemy, and Uzzah, meaning, if you know what it means, look at it. If you don't know what it means, look it up. Yet, the term is Uzzah, who stole the name Ashkenaz. Are they a relative of theirs? How about in history? The people back then weren't even aware of where they were really from. And they would use their own bloodlines, their new bloodlines, to conquer the world. And that's why it's part of the Talmud to have babies from, yes, to make children with 3, 4, 5, 6, 7-year-old women. Most time it's just sex. And boys around that age for anal pleasure, which would not remove their manhood. Excuse the term anal, but that's what it is. Look it up if you've already heard about it. And there's a book. I ordered the book. I appreciate that right there. Donations to my, donations to my Cashapp is what I use for the books. This right here helps me with the, every month you got to make $100 and, you know. So this right here is the book that let me see if I can go to it. Excuse me. I'm going to show you the book I ordered. Okay. And I want to make sure I got the right one. Because I use my phone. That's why I had to come over here. Excuse me. So now you know why all these Hindus are here, right? Are the ones with straight hair, not the dreadlock ones and the dark ones. Ain't that right, Ganja? All right, so I have PDF. You know me, I'm always going to have the PDF, all right? But the book, I want you to see, hold on, Amazon. Why do I gotta always do that? Oh, here we go. Okay. My apologies, guys. It's just, I'm doing it on this. I am not doing it. Okay. All right. So this book right here, it's $11. And this is one out of several that I ordered. Okay. So now that you know that, maybe you want to invest a little time in studying it. We reached 38 minutes. I appreciate all my beloved people coming in. Thank you for whoever made donations. I haven't looked. I'll look tomorrow. Whoever makes donations for these other books that I want to get, you know. And thank you for the super chat, hon. I appreciate it. I just want to give a little tea. Because I don't like using terms and words out of in ignorance. You know what I mean? Because it's it's a curse upon those who are subjugated and are with their ancestors. Because these individuals are a perversion and they pervert everything. Not all of them, because there are many of them who are speaking out, and that is grand. Yet, the ones who are not must be held accountable. Okay? And in England and France, they are. But here, except here. All right? And I appreciate y'all taking the time to listen to like an old fogey like me. I don't preach hate. I don't know what that is. You can exact righteousness without feelings or emotions. And trust me, if y'all around me, you would learn how to do this. I'd have y'all knocking bark in the center mass of a tree off without having no feelings. Other than the beginning would be a lot of pain and did jowl and liniments and, you know, band-aids and liquid skin. But you would move beyond the, oh, it feels so bad. It'd be like, can we get this to heal quicker? That's where you would be at. All right? So I appreciate y'all taking the time again. My beloved brothers and sisters, or sisters and brothers, my ladies first. Without their power, we couldn't be strong enough to defend and protect them. My goddesses, our gods. And I will see you, well, let's say, I might just upload. I have to go and upload the other videos. So I was going to say around 7. That would be around 1900. I'll probably just upload the reads that I have. And I have a couple of videos I want to upload too, okay? And with that being said, I appreciate y'all. And it's nothing but love. Y'all have a wonderful evening. Thank you.